I'm walking on sand. I'm holding your hand. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. In my own homeland. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. A homeland, my own homeland. Feel like a tourist in my own homeland. My own homeland.
Was silence a defense? When did we start to retreat? Tell me, when did dignity and justice disappear? When did it not matter? Tell me, when murder was accepted? Why have you not spoken? Take a stand. Were you not watching the freedom fighters? Martin Luther King, Bob Marley, Rosa Parks, our heroes? Tell me, when was silence a defense? Am I alone? Am I the only one hurting? Where has everyone gone? Close mouth? Keep silence? Well, no more. If I must be alone, I must to stand for truth, God's truth, to stand for justice, not to withdraw. I will pay the consequences. Am I in fear? Sure, it's a human sensitivity, but it's through fear that courage is built. Can I withstand? At least I will try. But I guarantee that everyone will know that I spoke out and that silence was never my defense.
Yes, that was Antonia Valer. Silence. When did we become so silent?
Mm-hmm.
Am I alone? True. Am I alone?
Yeah, tell you sometimes it seems like it, don't it?
I'm telling you. You know, I was looking in a paper. I think it was this morning paper on. I think it was on Google, and it was showing how in St. Mary, Jamaica, or a community. How them that say hunt down and chop up some thieves. And
okay,
I'm saying, whoa, a community chop up some thieves. And you can see the gathering of the people, it's like the man will really do the chopping, you're not going to hear nothing, Because nobody not going to say I him do it, because I know him alone, and maybe I him lead, start the first chop. But it could be more do the first chop and yet still not come out of it because they're going to say it's a thief,
Right.
So that's how it is sometimes. That's how it is. So today, by the way, what's happening in your neck of the woods? Because I know up in Kissimmee it's supposed to get busy now. Because
Well, I want to tell you, yes, you're right. I'm telling you, Franco, right now in Kissimmee is starting to open up. Everything is opening up over in Kissimmee now. As you know, I'm very close to, for those who don't know, I'm in Kissimmee, Florida. I'm very close to Disney. And like maybe 20 minutes away. And I'm right on the strip, downtown Kissimmee. And it's bustling, it's busy. The beaches are opened up. I was at the beach, Cochina Beach this Saturday, and it was beautiful. So Kissimmee is doing very well. We're bouncing back, we're coming back, and it looks good. It really looks good. What's going on your side? Except for the rain. I mean, it's been thunderstorming like crazy for the past few days, but we're bearing with it.
I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm really glad to hear it coming back. Well, things happening on my side as well. But, we just have to watch it and see what happens. Because at the same time, we have to, be careful. People have to be careful. How them mingle. I think we have Flavius here. Let me say Flavius. Top of the morning, Flavius. What's happening in your neck of the woods?
Good morning.
Top of the morning, sir.
Grand rising, Flavius.
Good morning, Max. How are you?
I'm doing good now that you're here.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome.
So what's going on in your neck?
So what's been going on over there, Flavor?
What's going on? Good question.
Me so them chop up a man.
Politics.
Them chop up a man in a St. Mary.
Chop a man?
Yeah, man. Chop him up. Chop him to death.
Well, I heard that 3 or 4 men came into a community looking to have the car fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And when the mechanic was looking after the car, they held him up.
Oh, okay.
And he got away from them and ran. And when he did, the men jumped in the car that they came to get fixed and drove off. So the mechanic jumped into his car and followed them and caught up with them and run his car in the back of their car. Crashed them. At the same time, he was calling out for help and whatever. And the men leave their car and run in the bushes. And the people them search for them and find them. And chop, 2 of them get the regular St. Mary chop. St. Mary is famous for their cutlass.
Me know.
So them get them St. Mary chops.
Yeah, well, one of the guy, well, while the mechanic was driving, he must call the police. But
so wait a minute.
By the time the police came, the 2 of them had died already.
Oh.
So wait a minute. Okay. Flavius.
Yeah.
The man you're talking about, this has nothing. Is this the same Westmoreland young leader they talk about, or is somebody different?
No, but it's the St. Mary.
This is not what happened in Hanover.
Oh no,
this is St. Mary. Okay, this is something completely different than the Japan.
That's what I was telling you this morning. That's what I was just telling you.
Well, it's very possible.
That's what I was telling Max.
So the police, them all 2 died. 1 is in jail, and there might be a 4th person that they're not sure yet.
Him disappear, man. Him run.
They're not catch that gun.
And then some killing in Trench Town, where a young girl was shot in her, and they are showing pictures of the girl last year birthday party when she had seen that who they claim shoot her was together.
Okay.
So don't know the real reason.
Okay, so that's different from what you're talking about. That thing.
And then there's another one now in Clarendon where it is alleged that the police shut up a car of youths.
Whoa.
And they didn't. In fact, what I heard is that a car was driving some youths, and then an unmarked car drove up to them and stopped. But they didn't stop because I'm not going to stop if any unmarked car tell me must stop. So the police car look at the call for reinforcement, and some other police stop the guys them and ask no question. This is all alleged. Ask no question and shut them up.
Okay.
So you have demonstration.
Okay.
Well, I don't know them to start demonstrating now. Me not tell no lie. The police them at Jamaica too wicked. Sorry for say so.
It's a worldwide thing, Max.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. But I grew up. I have grown up suffering from them.
Okay.
Yeah. They kill some of them. Just kill people for no reason.
Well, let me hear what Flavius says. 1 minute here, Max. What happened, Flavius?
Yeah, I spoke to Mr. Hinkson this morning, and I told him 11:15.
So it's 11:15.
So
is he ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go see what happened then. No? Let's see what happened then. Hold on.
Okay, beautiful.
Keep
this way. Only thing I say is, oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama. Keep on loving me so bad. And you hit me with it ton, dee on a break. Man, you better run, come, cause I need a fix. Man, you better run, come, cause I need a fix. I sing it, ay, 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 ay. Ooh, me so bad, boy. Oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. Oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. Oh, mama, mama, oh, mama, mama, oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. Ooh, me so bad, boy. Ooh, me so bad, boy. Ooh, me so bad, boy.
Self-mastery. On the journey to self-mastery, travel light. Unpack the baggages of expectations, people-pleasing, and likes. In the temple of your soul, work out your own salvation. The past is gone, nothing to salivate on. Learn from it. This moment is all we have. In it bears the seed of hope. Make every minute count. Water its roots. Keep it interesting. Investing what it has to contribute. Stand firm like sojourner in your own truth. Your own truth. You don't need a second opinion or no one's permission. You are your own muse. Reserve your energy. The more you make sense, the more you make enemies. The world is a fractured place. Broken humans holding on to thin air, balancing on a tightrope of despair, lacking social intelligence, consumer-driven society, manipulating the essence of your existence. Be your own apprentice. Master yourself. Confront the demons in your head. Elevate your moral landscape. Get out of your self-imposed cage. Use the tools you came with to construct castles and cast spells. You are the architect of your own life, the alchemist. Your mind is a gold mine. Self-mastery is the highest calling. We become what we think. We become what we think. Thoughts are things. The source of our misery and happiness comes from within. Work on your weaknesses. Hone your talents and skills. Experiences are valuable gifts. Time works its own magic. It will convert your passion into profit. Eliminate the deadlines in your mind. There is no magic carpet. Climbing up the winding staircase of success, you need a firm grip. Take your hands out of your pocket. Life is not a Rubik's Cube. All the colors of your dreams won't fall into place with a few clicks. The universe is a university that loves to teach. What you don't learn, it repeats. Obstacles are tests. Your best teachers are your past mistakes. Be gentle with yourself. Life is not fair. Everybody won't like you. Nothing to be scared. They are not the reasons you're still breathing. Get over it. Who cares? Who cares?
Yes, the music of Cherry Natural. I will know that we keep coming and coming, Max?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah, we're getting ready for our guest this morning, and we're just running a little bit late. So let me bring in Max on it so we can see Max on it this morning and see what she look like. Because I see she wearing something that me don't know what she wear yet. But I want she tell us this morning what is it she wearing. Right?
No problem.
All right. Let me see something. Because everybody having problems this morning with their Zoom link. And for some reason, I know I just sent the right link a while ago. So,
okay.
It should never be no more problem. Problem solved.
We would love to believe that. Life doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Where there is room for problem, there will be one.
I'm telling you. But I'm going to give you one more song, and then we're going to see if we can get our guest this morning. I'm going to play his song, "Oh Can I?" from Mr. Boo. So I'm named Mr. Boo Hinkson this morning. Our Caribbean music legend.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Shuluhale Wadani, our time has come. Shuluhale Wadani, our time has come.
See the from the throne of glory. About terror, gonna tell you a true story. That'll make the mythical night and Davon Silver.
Wishing the best life filled with happiness.
What a mercy, yeah.
With love, yeah. This for your queen, go on, fulfill your dreams. More kisses and hugs, yeah. And every fest was warm, like a tree seed.
What a monster!
And the rivers of love you were plant, yeah. Your courage will make me taste to surrender. Angel Lord, you're especially sent, yeah. Wish you the best and filled with happiness.
Murder.
From Sir with love, yeah. This for your queen, go on, fulfill your dreams. More kisses and hugs,
Yo,
yeah.
the woman forget to pamper. She forget pet the woman. Now watch those steps, she delicate woman. Forget tights and respect one. Mother, sister, don't let me tell you vital part of me biology. If she never open and let them baby would be. Which one a proud city now me history. To the children know that could have never be who you think nurture pamper and care for me. To the long arm series of maternity, none of the woman forget pamper. She forget the woman. Now watch those steps, she delicate the woman. Forget tights and respect one. Mother, sister, darling.
You're moving graciously. The loving you kiss me is so stress-free.
Oh, you mean, man?
Yeah, you are a source of strength, Miss Magnificent, positive thinker.
Woman
You
of
might
the
make
master
me feel, oh my
race.
Madonna, modern day man.
Join on me,
So, wish you the best life filled with happiness. From Sir with love, yeah. This for your queen, go on, fulfill your dreams.
I tell ya.
More kisses and hugs, yeah.
Follow them when you are going on with your girl chat. You mad? Couldn't be referring now to me Princess Black. Well, if you don't come out of the poopy back, that might cause negativity, you would have hold it back. Cause there's no other like the female gender. No amount of sex change can replace your mother. You might tend to differ as you go older, but the breast was best and still is me brother. The woman forget pamper, she forget pet the woman. Now watch those steps, she delicate a woman. Forget tights and respect one. Mother, sister, darling. Coulda never come disrespect my queen, you know. No, you better come clean. Silver, come bounce it so.
Wish you the best life filled with happiness. From Sir with love, yeah. Before your queen go on, fulfill your dreams. More kisses and hugs, yeah. Wish you the best life filled with happiness. From Sir with love, yeah. Before your queen go on, fulfill your dreams. More kisses and hugs, yeah.
Woman forget pamper, she forget better woman. Watch no step, she delicate a woman, you know. Forget tights and respect one. Mother, sister, than the woman. Yeah, the woman, you know. Need some respect, security for surety. More of that from you and me, you know. She a celebrity, the woman. Pamper, she forget to pet the woman. Watch those steps, she delicate the woman, you know. Forget tights and respect one.
Mother, sister, than it. Hear the man say, woman forget enough respect. Who say that? Who say hi? All those in favor say hi.
I.
Yeah, the man say, woman forget enough respect. So, welcome, Francine.
Grand Rising, Francine.
And we're now waiting for our guests to arrive. So, chit chat to me. What going on in your neighborhood, Francine?
You don't mind you.
Let me reverse it. Let me rephrase it. Because for those who might think a different neighborhood may attack, I don't know that the neighborhood they at all. What going on in your neck of the woods?
I'm fine. Good to see you, Maxonette. Good morning. Good morning, Grand Rising, my darling. It's good to see you too. Always. Right. Hi, Franco. Good morning.
Aye. I'm good.
I am tired, but I'm holding it.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, I think I'm gonna try get my guest this morning by phone because he's having problem with the link as well. So let me see if I can get him by phone this morning, no? And then we can go right into it, okay? So just keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. And for those inside the live YouTube chat, welcome and be patient with me this morning. We're going to go into some brata, special brata this morning. Don't feel no way. Yes, 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 yes. We're finally have the man himself this morning. The one and only Caribbean music legend. The man there you see on our screen at the bottom, what you call it, right-hand corner. It could be maybe your left, but I know it's going to be the bottom right-hand corner. Welcome, Mr. Ronald Boo Hinkson. How you doing, sir?
Unmute your mic, Mr. Hinkson.
Unmute your mic. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Got it.
Yeah.
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. The pleasure is ours this morning.
Good morning.
I see on your screen there, you see two beautiful ladies.
I noticed. And Jamaica full of that, man. Jamaica.
Actually,
Thank you. Grand Rising.
They're scattered all over the world this morning. The young lady you see in the beautiful what you call it, African headband there. She's in Kissimmee, Florida. And the other young lady, she's in Jamaica.
Okay.
And
I have to tell you how I love Jamaica, man.
Yeah, you have been there, right?
I did I performed Jamaica Jazz the year you had Kenny G.
Oh yes.
Nice.
So I know Flavius, I've seen you many times in performing.
Where?
I don't know. Flavius, tell me where you say you see him perform. Flavius.
Morning.
Yes.
I'm here.
Where have you seen this gentleman perform?
Where? I'm not sure. But one thing I can tell you, he's a great performer.
Okay.
Well, thanks for the compliment.
Perform some music that I really love. You know? Really
thanks
love,
a lot,
man. Yeah, oh.
So for like a young pop like myself now, I don't know nothing about you.
You fit it.
How would you describe your musical journey to a young man like me?
Well, my musical journey has been a very interesting one because here's what my mother played guitar and taught me to play.
Oh.
And during the Second World War, there was a contingent of the British Army in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was in the army band and played the clarinet. So I didn't find music. Music found me. So
don't turn around.
Oh.
Say again?
No, not you. He's not talking to you. I think he was saying something to me. Yeah, okay.
Right. So music actually found me. So my mother taught me to play. And because of my dad's interaction with the British Army, my dad brought home a lot of Duke Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong and Lionel Hampton. So I grew up as a kid listening to a lot of jazz. But being a Caribbean boy, I have calypso and reggae and all Caribbean music in my blood, you know. I mean, I've been listening. I follow Jamaican music from ska, you know.
The great ska.
So when I want to fuse Caribbean music with jazz, it was easy for me to do because I grew up on both.
Right.
You know, so that has been my journey. And then I formed a band called the Tru-Tones. And from pretty early, when I left school, I wanted to be a professional musician. From school, I made that decision. And my mother thought that for me to develop some work ethics, I should go find an 8-to-4 job. Because nobody in St Lucia had gone to be a professional musician before me, to be a professional musician. So my mother thought that I didn't have a template to work from. I didn't have anybody I can talk to as to how I should do this. But her advice to me was I should go find an 8-to-4 job so that I could learn how to go to work at 8 o'clock, leave at 12, go to lunch, come back at 1 o'clock, work and do a conscientious day's work. Or else I would fail as a musician. She wanted me to develop that discipline.
Okay. So did it work?
So I went to work. I became a civil servant. And I went to work with government at the tax office, and I hated it. And I would sit all day and just write songs, you know. And one day I said to them, listen, I'm leaving this job today. I'm leaving now because I just had enough of it. And I'm going to play my music, man. You know? And so they said to me, listen, you have to give the government a month's notice. I said, there'll be no such thing. There'll be no such thing. I'm leaving this job today. Now I'm leaving this and go play my music. And I never turned back.
Okay.
And so since then, so I began to write a lot of my own songs. And then I flew my band to Jamaica and went to that studio on Bell Road. That was Byron's studio, I think it was.
On Bell Road, yeah.
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 And I was a young guy, man. I brought my band there and we recorded 2 albums. And at the time, Tough Gong had just opened.
Okay. That was in the late 70s.
About, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then and so that's how I met Mikey Chung and Sly used to come by the studio to check us, you know, Sly and Robbie. Yeah. And so I have met a lot of great Jamaican musicians, man. So we started to record. I started to record my own material, and then I started to deal with a marketing company out of Barbados called West Indies Records, and they had an ongoing distribution deal with Warner Brothers.
Okay.
So my music got into the U.S. through Warner Brothers. Okay. Wow. And then shortly after that. Super Bowl wanted a Caribbean halftime show.
You mean the Super Bowl, the NFL Super Bowl?
Yeah, they wanted the Caribbean halftime show, and because my music was in America, I got booked as part of that halftime show.
Okay.
And there was a band from Jamaica there also, and one from Trinidad, and we did the Super Bowl halftime show that year. That was 1979.
That's a long time.
That's a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
So. And that got my.
I think I saw that.
Right, yeah. So that got my career to take off, you know. And then subsequent to that, I got signed to CBS Records, but CBS was not interested in my band. They were interested in the songs I was writing. I was a young guy. They flew me to America and took me to this big CBS building in Manhattan. And I sat there with a lot of clever, big, fat, white Jewish lawyers. And I signed. Only to discover when I got back here, I took this to a lawyer in St Lucia, and I discovered that these guys weren't interested in the band. They were interested in the songs I was writing.
Yeah.
And for 5 years, anything I wrote had to go through CBS.
Have to go through CBS.
So I was tied up to my neck with CBS Records, and I didn't even know that. Because I was young, I didn't have a lawyer. Yeah, CBS, yeah. So, somebody advised me just write under another name so I can get out of that. You know? So I did that, you know, and that was a great learning process for me with the music industry. I learned a lot over these years because coming from an island like this and operating at that level, you will inevitably make mistakes. You know?
Yeah.
So that was a learning process for me, and I continued to get more and more exposure in America. Because of the songs I was writing. And then I got my songs in a soap opera called One Life to Live.
Big thing that.
Then I got, subsequently I got signed to MCA Universal. So a lot of things happened for me very early in my musical career. But at the time I was doing anything that was on top 40, I would follow that kind of trend. And there was an era when I found all the music began to get watered down and
very much.
You can't take music out of music. You know, you can't take the music out of the music. And I got bored doing a lot of that stuff. So I just reverted to what I grew up on, that my father brought to him, which was all the Duke Ellington and the Count Basie and the Ian Hampton and Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald. And I went into doing jazz. So because I really grew up knowing all the jazz standards, you know. And but I found that doing straight ahead market is very discriminatory. And is less, the smooth jazz market is less discriminating. So I gravitated towards smooth jazz. And then comes the St Lucia Jazz Festival. So I so wanted to see the St Lucia Jazz Festival happen that I volunteered to do anything that they required me to do.
Just to make it happen.
just to be part of the embryonic stage of this thing, to make sure it happens. So the first year, my function was to get all the roadies together to move equipment, you know. That's what I did the first year. And then, so the guys they brought in from outside, from BET, one day said to me, Boo, I didn't know you were a musician, because they came and saw me performing somewhere. I said, yeah, this is what I do for a living. And then I got into performing on main stage, and I distinctly remember one of the years that George Benson was on stage. In fact, the first thing that happened was I was doing a gig at the hotel, and George Benson turned up. And he came and stood next to me. I said, George, you need to move from there because you're getting me nervous. And he said to me, man, Boo, you're cooking, man, you're cooking. And he invited me to backstage to, you know, to check his guitar before the concert and so on. And in the middle of the concert, George says, is Boo in the audience? Come on stage. Well, I thought I would die, man, you know, because this is the George Benson inviting me on stage to play with him.
Yeah.
So I got on stage and it did really well, man. And since then, we've kept in touch with each other. We became friends. And that was one of the great experiences for me that I won't forget, because for the George Benson to invite you on stage to perform with him, then he must hear something that he appreciates.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Say again?
I don't want to cut you, but there is a question that is actually burning. And I really want to ask you that question. Because due to the fact that you have been to several places performing and stuff like that, where is your favorite place to perform?
Well, I have a few. I
want the best. I want the number one spot.
The number one?
Yes.
Well, I know. Guess what? I have to give you two, because there are two different reasons, right?
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
I like to perform in...
It's a two-part question, you know, so better be prepared for the second part.
Okay, no problem. I like to perform in Monaco. Not Morocco, Monaco.
Monaco, okay.
Monaco is a municipality in the south of France. Now, I like to perform there because the reception is very good and the money is even better. Because only the superlatively rich live in Monaco. The people who live in Monaco don't work, and the people who work in Monaco don't live there. They live in Nice.
Okay.
And they go over because they just can't afford to live there. Monaco just has, everybody there is a who's who. The superlatively rich. So performing in Monaco for me is one of the places I love to go.
The money is good. The money is good.
That's a good reason, right?
The money is
excellent.
Good.
You could not top that one. Give me the second and the other place.
As a matter of fact, when I got back from Monaco, I called George and I said, George, I just got back from Monaco and I heard you were there, because the sound engineer who worked for me in Monaco told me he just did sound for George, and George is telling me, man, the money is good. And then the other place I like to do, I really enjoy doing was Asia, especially Taiwan. Taiwan, the last show I did in Taiwan, we had 50,000 people, and the people are very gracious. You know, it's a real joy to perform there. And as a musician, you're treated very, very, very well. So I thoroughly enjoyed Monaco, and I thoroughly enjoyed Taiwan. Just that getting to Taiwan from here takes me like a day and a half, you know, and that's a bit of that is far. But that audience there, in fact, if you go onto YouTube, you can just pull up Boo Hinkson in Taiwan, and you can see one of the live concerts there. It's a great place. And in fact, I'll tell you what, man, we have 50,000 people in the audience, and we get off stage, and everybody wants a photograph and so on. And this Rasta from Jamaica appears. There's not a place in the world.
Jamaica again.
There's not a place in the world I've gone to perform and I haven't met a Jamaican. I said, man, what you doing here, man? You're the only Rasta here. He said to me he's been living in Asia for the last 10, 15 years.
Okay.
You know, but it was nice to see one of our people there. You know, really
very good. I have a question for you, if I may. Francine, when you're done, I don't want to interrupt you.
It was a part 2 question, but
all right, go on with the second. I can't wait. Come with it.
Usually, because I've heard that you have written thousands of songs.
A lot of songs, yeah. A lot. Okay, not thousands, but a lot.
Right. All right. Fair enough. Now, sometimes the song that you love the best, it's not usually the song that so the song that makes the most money, let me say it like that, the one that does well, it's not usually the
one you like
song, right? So let me ask, in terms of the song that did the best for you, was it your favorite song?
No, it was not, man. It's not yours. The thing is not don't forget the guys on the you write songs from your own musical perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you draw from all your musical experiences and you develop a certain chord sequence and you develop a certain melodic structure. But 99% of the people out there are average people who don't know that process. So what appeals to them is sometimes difficult to determine because they're judging the music from a very different perspective. You're judging what you write from your own musical knowledge. They're judging from basically an emotional thing. So often what you write and you assume, boy, that is a great piece of musical work. When the thing gets out in the public, the guys on the radio will probably find the thing that is least musical to push. Mm-hmm. And that is probably what you make the most money off. Right. But you know, the money often makes my wife very happy. And
you can't beat a happy wife. A happy wife is a happy life.
I'm telling you. And the money makes my bankers happy too, you know. So
there you go.
So I don't query that, man. You know, I don't query that. But I often try to find a balance between what I like to do from a musical perspective and what I know will give me a comfortable lifestyle. And what will give me a comfortable lifestyle is usually the music that is less cerebral. Because most people out there are just average people who want a piece of music that makes them feel happy. You know, once it makes them feel good, you know, something about some love story, you know, some heartbreak thing, you know, or making up and breaking up, or breaking up and making up. And that's there. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, you know, because you know, I'll say that one of the songs I've written that I really like is a song called User Friendly. And it's about this woman who says, I'm no longer user friendly. You know, I've changed the locks on my door. Don't come back no more. It's over for sure. Yeah. And I thought that's such a great song to write on behalf of women.
You're going to perform it, you know.
You're going to sing it in a few minutes.
Hey,
no. Next question.
And after Max on it, you're going to come back.
Oh, no.
I changed the locks.
No, you can't run like that.
And then I wrote another one that's called A Song of Love. And basically says, if you were a song of love, I'd play you forever. And if you were a song of love, you'd be my million seller. And these are some of the songs that I've written that I find that are great songs. And I can't say these are the songs that I made the most money off, you know. The songs I made the most money off are less musical, the things that you're going to just sit and write quickly, you know, bubblegum music, you know.
So let me ask you, Boo, if I can. I know you have a great love for Mr. Benson, but I'm curious. Have you done any, you know, collaborations with any other artists? Even in the group, Courtney wanted to know about you and Al Jarreau. So I'm just curious about the different collaborations. What do you think out of all of them you think is your favorite or your best one? And you must sing. You must.
Well, I have not recorded with George. George did talk to me about us doing a collaboration, and that didn't happen. But I performed with him live. In fact, I sent you some pictures with that. And I also performed live with Al Jarreau. I performed with Earl Klug. I performed with George Duke. I performed with Norman Brown. I even performed with Steven Seagal, who plays guitar.
Wow. Okay.
And a lot of
Oh
guys.
yeah,
I
Stephen
perform with a
can
lot of
play.
people.
Steven Seagal know a little bit about guitar. Yeah,
Yeah, he does play. He does play.
he's not just an
And,
actor.
Right. Yes.
and but I've recorded a
But
lot.
these are the who is who.
Well, these are the who's who in music. Trust me, these guys are at the top of their game.
They are.
But I've recorded a lot with Arturo, who comes from Barbados, who is a brilliant saxophone player. Arturo played with Roberta Flack for about 16 years. And if you check the last live Luther Vandross album, Arturo is a saxophone player on that. So Arturo and I have recorded a lot together. And some of my music you have, Arturo is a saxophone player on that. And I'm currently doing a track now with an American saxophone player called Eric Darius, who's probably the hottest young saxophone player in America now. In fact, Eric is in studio this week, putting down his part on the song. And a host of other musicians. And I've also performed with a lot of Jamaican musicians. I know Desi Jones. I don't know if you know Desi Jones.
Yeah, man.
Desi's a great Jamaican drummer, man. And what I like, the reason why I like to perform with Desi, Desi will play just about any style.
Yeah,
that is what I like about him. He will play anything. And I also recorded some stuff with Peter Ashburn. I don't know if you know that name.
I know, heard of him. Yes,
brilliant musician. And I also started on a live thing with Monty Alexander, who is another brilliant Jamaican musician. I mean, I have to tell you this. Right? Jamaica never ceases to amaze me because I cannot understand for the life of me how a little island in the Caribbean with about 2 million people can have such a profound impact on the world, and not just in one area, in sport, in music, in everything.
Dance, everything.
In dance. Yeah. I mean, what the hell do you all eat? What is
and the ackee and the saltfish.
Yeah, man.
I've come to Jamaica many times when I've eaten ackee and saltfish, and it hasn't rubbed off on me, man.
It's a Jamaican thing. You feel nowhere.
Listen, it's I have a smooth jazz version of No Woman, No Cry that I do. And I'm saying to myself, how could one guy have written so many great songs? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So many great songs over such a short period of time.
And they're all realistic.
Young.
Yeah. And timeless. Yeah.
Yeah.
To have written so many great songs from one guy. So there must be something you guys are eating, or something in the water.
It's in our blood.
it's the energy and the spirit of the ancestors. It's just how we've been created. That's it.
It must be.
But can I say this to you? You still you have not gotten the opportunity to play or to do music with Max Wennett and myself. It's gonna be crazy.
That's right.
I'm ready.
I want to hear that. I want to hear that jazz, that slow. I love jazz. Like I'm a big Kenny G fan, and I just love jazz. Curtis Mayfield, all of them. But I love jazz.
Then when things really open up, and I'm doing another show, I'll invite you. Trust me.
Oh, good. That sounds good.
Definitely.
I will.
Gosh.
Go on.
He need more convincing.
What's that?
That was too easy.
No, I will. Trust me. The next time I'm doing a big concert somewhere, I'll invite you guys, man.
Okay.
Trust me.
Don't forget
No, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, man. Trust me. My only thing is that I find I don't perform throughout the Caribbean enough because my agent and my management are American.
Okay.
And they handle all of my stuff, And so I don't think I performed Jamaica enough. I've only done Jamaica maybe once or twice, man, in my whole life. And to me, that's not good enough, man.
Yeah, that's not good.
I did the year Kenny G was dead. And I also came to Jamaica to film an hour special for BET some years ago. I think called Jazz in the Sun.
Okay, yeah.
And
yeah.
I was flown to Jamaica with my band.
Jazz and blues. Jazz and blues.
Right. I filmed that in Jamaica. We stayed in the grill and filmed that in the grill for BET. And then I came back to do the year Kenny G was there. That year there was Morgan Heritage, there was Mary J. Blige, and who again was there? I can't remember, but that was a good year, man. That was a good show. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Again, I'm curious. Were you taught to play, or you just learned by ear, or?
His mother was a good guitarist.
My mother
I know
played
your
guitar.
mom, but I'm saying, listen, I've been trying to play. I still can't play no instrument. You could have beat me, killed me.
well, you know why? Because God has decided that you Jamaicans must not do everything. You gotta do everything. Leave some things for us. You know what I'm saying? Leave some things for us to do. You go and run, you beat the whole world. You go play cricket, you beat the whole world. You go do music, you beat the whole world. Leave something for us, man. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah.
I like that answer. Good answer.
Exactly.
So, which instrument though is your favorite? Which one you like to play mostly?
Well,
which one brings you comfort?
The one that brings me most joy, but causes the most problems in my marriage, is my guitar. But my wife seems to think the guitar competes with her, you know. And I try to explain to her, listen, you met me with my guitar. So you better cool out on this thing here, man, you know. And the guitar is the one that brings the comfort to the life. You know. So, but I thoroughly enjoy playing my guitar. I would sit home and play my guitar for 8 hours by myself.
Oh, nice.
So I think I'm really blessed that the thing I like to do most in my life, I can go on stage, do it for an hour, and get paid well to do it, you know. So I think that's a blessing that all of us musicians have, that we do this at home all day to ourselves, man, you know. And to think that somebody flies halfway around the world to come and do this and pay us a lot of money to do it. So we are truly blessed, man. That's something I thank God for all the time.
So
because I know a lot of my friends who go to work 8 to 4 and they hate the job, but they have no alternative, you know. They have to do it, you know. But we get to see the world.
Serious thing.
We get to live a comfortable life of the thing we like to do most. And when we get on stage, we do it for 1 hour, and we really would like to do it for longer, you know.
Well, let me ask you something, Boo. I hate to interrupt. I'm just curious, because when you first started playing, the guitar was the first instrument you started, right?
Well, not really. I started on an accordion.
Wow.
Accordion. Even before that, what I was so desperate to play music. My mother, I knew my mother played guitar, but we didn't have a guitar in the house when I was much younger, until later on. So I would get some bottles. You know, they had an old vermouth.
Okay.
And I used to get these bottles and put water in them and get, so depending on the amount of water you put in the bottle, you get a note.
Right, to get that. I know that.
Water sounds, yes.
So what I'd do, I'd put different amounts of water in bottles and make a scale.
Right.
And I'd play songs on these things, you know, until we got a guitar in the house. And that was the first thing I did. And then I got an accordion because my godmother had a son who had an accordion in the house, and she gave it to me. So I started to play on this, and then I got a guitar, and then the rest is history.
So you were just automatic. When I remember that we used to do that as kids, with the water bottle thing. So you just started, and it just came to you naturally.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely, yeah.
What advice would you give those of us who are not so musically inclined, instrumentally?
Well,
you know, who love to do things like that, because you're so inspirational. What would you say to a young person who say, you know what, I'm no good, I might as well don't bother?
First thing you have to do is be honest with yourself and determine if this is something you can succeed at. You know what I'm saying? And at what level you can succeed. You know, because this is, to get to do this at a level where you can go anywhere in the world and do it, requires a tremendous amount of discipline and commitment. You have to commit your life to this thing. You have to be focused. There are a lot of things you have to give up on to get to the level where the world will say, well, this is an international musician.
Right.
You have to give up on a lot of things. You have to determine whether you want to do that or not. And some people just don't want to do that. Some people just don't want to put in the time, the hours, the commitment. They don't have the discipline. But if you want to do this, you should really start by determining, first of all, what sound you like, because the sound you like will help you to gravitate to the instrument that you like.
But you know what? I also realize that persons, they are gifted differently. You have some persons who are just gifted naturally.
Absolutely.
They have a natural talent at music. And I thought I was a great singer one time in my life, but after a few hours, don't laugh at me. Inspire me. After a few hours, I know that, because I thought I could just, stop doing what I'm doing and just tour the world. But after about 2 seconds or 3 seconds, I know that was a lie. I just
that is where the honesty comes in. That's where the honesty comes in. You have to be honest with yourself.
Sure.
You know but I'll tell you what. Some people start off like you have implied here, and with help, some people improve.
Right.
So there's hope. Trust me, there's hope.
There's hope. All right.
There's hope.
I hear you, but I don't know. I think it's a little too late for me.
There's hope. Don't fool yourself. There's hope. There's hope.
So all right. So there are so many places that you have traveled, so many persons you have met, so many different persons you have performed with, so many different shows that you have gone to. And I'm pretty sure that there are some form of rewards or awards that was given to you. Now, is there a dream in terms of the highest award you'd want to achieve? Have you gotten it already, or are you still on that journey in receiving it?
Well, here's what, man. I've gotten all kind of awards. I have the second highest award St Lucia can confer on anybody. All kind of things. I have an OBE from the Queen. Okay. I had to go to Buckingham Palace to get that. And you're going
back anytime soon?
Beg your pardon?
You're going back anytime soon?
Where, to Buckingham Palace?
Yeah, you haven't chosen that one to chop.
No, we don't go there that often, We don't go there that often. We got nominated for, I write for a American singer called Tracy Hamlin. Mm-hmm. Tracy is originally from Baltimore, and we got nominated for a Grammy. We didn't win. But the thing I really want to do is to win a Grammy. And I'll tell you what, the year Morgan Heritage got their Grammy, I was there and I voted for them because I'm a voting member.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I knew from how the Grammys things happens, I knew Morgan Heritage would have won. I'm trying to remember some of the other Jamaican artists who were up for awards that year. I can't remember off my head, but I knew they would have won because when I analyzed Morgan Heritage, they're very, very soulful. And it's almost like soul music that is fused with reggae. The harmonies, the articulation, just the way they sing, it's very, very soulful. Right. I mean, Gramps and his brother, these guys are just awesome.
Else, yeah, amazing.
Right. These guys are top tier, top tier.
Take over the stage when they're performing, man.
I'm telling you, man. And, And so the year they were nominated, I knew they would win. And I was there that year when they won, you know.
Right.
But it's my dream to win a Grammy. When I've done that, I would have satisfied my every musical desire.
So you sure? Because to piggyback off of Francine's question a little bit, what musical journey or goal have you not reached? Like, you know, sometimes you get, like you said prior, sometimes the music starts to sound the same or you don't like it anymore. And I know you said you're working on something currently, but is there anything that you really want to do that's like kind of out there and wild and crazy that you think, man, they ain't gonna like this, but you just itching to do it, like something different?
He's itching right now. Look at him. He's itching.
I know, right?
Actually, I've done it already. What I did was, the young people in St. Lucia were gravitating to a lot of dancehall and everything that was not St. Lucian.
Right.
And all our indigenous music was dying. So what I did, I just stopped. I just felt this internal imperative to do this. So I stopped everything I was doing. And I selected some of the best St. Lucian folk songs. And I did an entire CD of just St. Lucian folk music. And I made it very contemporary so that I could reconnect our young people to what is indigenous to us. And that is,
brilliant.
And I hope that answers the question. Yes, because I didn't want what is indigenous to us to die, you know?
Right.
And I thought what I should do. And in the process of doing that, what I did was I listened to a lot of the top 40 music and a lot of what the young people liked. And I analyzed the sounds that were brought into that music and incorporated them into what I was doing with our folk music and made it very contemporary. So now I think I have achieved a certain measure of success in reconnecting our young people to our indigenous music.
Beautiful.
You mentioned the younger people, the newer generation. You're a legend, you know. Now, what okay, so all legends leave a mark, a strong mark. And as Maxonette earlier said, something that you want to put out there that you never thought you would have done, or you just leave everything. And you have answered that already. But what would you like to leave as a strong legacy? You think you'll leave that mark already, or you'd want to increase the bar, set the standard a bit higher, so, you know, you can actually look back and say, you know something, I did this. I was the one who impacted this. I started this. And you know, it's now, it has now continued over into the newer generation, you know, and I'm so happy to see that they're doing it now. Because just as a Bob Marley, anywhere you're going in the world, you hear Bob Marley. You know, really come anywhere.
I'm telling you, man.
You talk about the dumpling and the yam and the banana, the food from us, whatever it is. What would you like to leave as a legacy, whether now or in the future, whichever way?
Well, here's what. That's a very interesting question. But what I want to leave as my legacy really is modern music as my character. I want young people, I want to impact the lives of young people in a very profound way, so that here's what I work every day towards becoming the best person that I can become. Right. I want to be a great human being because I believe that it is more difficult for me to be successful at being a great human being than being a great musician.
Right.
Because being a great musician is pretty one-dimensional, but being a great human being demands a lot more of me.
Beautiful.
And so I want to impart that to young people. And I must tell you that working towards becoming a great human being has made it easier for me to become a great musician, because it is more demanding to be a great human being than to be a great musician. And so, in the process of becoming this great human being, I have impacted the lives of a lot of young people. I do a lot of work with a lot of young people. On Sunday, as a matter of fact, I am teaming up with some friends so we can have a Father's Day get together for kids who have lost their fathers. And we're doing this in the ghetto, you know. We're going to do about 50 kids or so. And I'm going to spend Father's Day doing that because my kids have seen a lot of me as a father. And they're all right. So I'm going to find the kids who...
Beautiful. That's a beautiful thing to do.
Who have not gotten that, who will not have that on Sunday. And we're going to bring it to them on Sunday. And so I want to be able to continue my mentoring that I do. I'm part of a program called Our Boys Matter. And I do a lot of mentoring. The only thing is that some of the kids don't know the difference between, I have to laugh at this. They don't know the difference between mentoring and adoption, you know.
Wow.
That's beautiful, though. That's beautiful.
But I understand why, you know.
Yeah.
So I take it in stride. But to go back to your question, the thing I want to leave most is my character, and the fact that I can impact the lives of young people in a very positive way, and not just with my music.
Right.
Because I will not write anything that denigrates women. I will not write anything that promotes deviant behavior. I will not write it. I will not record it. I just don't take part in these things. I'm not a prude, but I want to be the greatest boo that I can be, the greatest human being that I can be. And I want to impart that to young people.
Pronounce the name again.
My nickname is Boo.
No,
Mitchie Boo.
Because my name is Mitchie Boo.
Okay.
Look, I'm feeling neglected. Just call me Boo Boo.
Okay, I'll call you my Boo.
My boo.
My boo.
Yeah, she can't be left out. My
boo. But I think that's wonderful. That is Mr. Hinkson. That's I can't ask anything else. You for me personally, you have said everything in a nutshell. It is a pleasure to have a human being like you around and leaving your touch and essence with the world. That's
but
beautiful.
I want to highlight something for him, you know. You mentioned something earlier, and I was, you know why I asked this last question? Because I know you would have given this answer. And I'm just gonna highlight something that you said earlier. And I'm pretty sure you were not looking at it like this. You said your mother wanted you to go to work from 8 to 4. She was teaching you self-discipline.
Yeah.
And she wanted you to understand that if you had entered music, she didn't want you to go astray in terms of just going into music and becoming one of the worthless musicians, because there are musicians that don't know about the real essence of music. So what she wanted to teach you was self-discipline. And because of that, you see what is happening now? You take the music to a different level. Not only that, but you understand what it's about. You know that this is going to be your way of surviving. This is going to make you comfortable. This is what so you put everything into it. You understand? Right. And now you are able to share and motivate others. And do a very fantastic job. Tell your mommy, or please send wishes whether she's here or not.
But also, I have to say that I'm very aware of my stature in St Lucia. And I'm very aware of how easy it is for me to do something that is not in keeping with what it is to be civil, what it is to be disciplined, what it is to be focused in life. And if I do it, I'm going to influence young people.
That's right.
So I understand clearly the responsibility that comes with my popularity.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I am further, quite apart from the discipline that my mother instilled in me, I am further forced to live my life in a certain way because I understand the responsibility that comes with my popularity. And therefore, there are certain things I cannot do and I will not do because I have a responsibility to the younger generation of St. Lucians.
Very good.
That maternal centering, something else. Good point. Very good point.
That is it. The maternal center. That's what it is. That is what it is.
I have a question, please.
Go ahead, Flavius.
Last question before we get out of here. Go ahead, Flavius.
Yeah.
Could you walk us through the feeling you have when you are playing a big concert in St. Lucia?
Well, I have to tell you, to this day, every time I get on stage, I still get nervous. So my musicians know that about half an hour before we get on stage, they know they probably should not talk to me and just leave me alone because I have to get in my zone. I have to get in my zone because it's one thing if you go to an 8 to 4 job. If you go to an 8 to 4 job and you have a bad day, next day you can go fix it up. If you get on stage and you have a bad show and the media picks up on it, your career is in trouble.
Yeah.
So this is a business where you have to do good every time. It has to be good every time. And that can be very stressful. So when I'm going to do a big show, I start to plan from weeks before because I have to decide what from my catalog I want to perform. And the day of the show, it's a lot of stress and it's I'll tell you what happens to me, right? This is funny. As soon as they come to me and say, Boo, you have 5 minutes. I must go to the bathroom. I have to go urinate because it's a nervous reaction.
It's a psychological thing, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't, the thing is that I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke, I don't eat meat, I don't eat canned foods, I don't eat sugar. I'm a bit of a problem guy to feed, right? And so it's not to say I can go smoke something or drink a glass of Hennessy to chill. And then I go on stage and just tear it up. I have to go there with Boo by himself, you know what I'm saying? Boo is natural self. So that preparation for me is I don't even know how to describe, how to put it in context, man. But I just know that I get pretty nervous until I get like halfway through my first song.
Understood. Definitely, definitely understand.
And mind you, St. Lucians are very supportive of me. So it's not that I think anything will go wrong. It's not that I think they will not appreciate St. Lucians. Proud of who I have become, what I have achieved, and so on, you know. But there's still, I think it is that I probably put too much demand on myself. You know,
you want to make sure that
yeah. I want to make sure I satisfy the people who are there. They go home and they can say that they got a good show.
Boo, you did a state dinner performance for former President Bill Clinton. What was it like?
Yeah.
What was it like performing for Bill Clinton?
Oh, it was great. He was very gracious, you know. He's the consummate charmer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? he has that thing about him. He's very smooth, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he's very gracious, and he came and spoke to us for a while and asked us to take some pictures and so on. Really, he was really nice about it, you know. Mm-hmm. But I also performed for him again subsequently that about 2 years ago. We came back to St. Lucia again because we were doing an alternative energy program here, and he came for the open, and I performed to him again. But I must tell you that I also did the White House on the 26th of June, 2013, because America celebrates Caribbean Heritage Month every year in June.
Every year in June, yeah.
Yeah, and I was invited to speak on Caribbean music and to perform, so I did that, and that was another great experience for me. But one of my performances I really enjoyed was performing to Nelson Mandela, because when he came for the CARICOM 25th anniversary, the government commissioned me to do all the music for his visit. And I got to meet him, and oh my gosh, it was just shaking his hand.
Very good.
I sensed something almost as though I was taking the hand of someone who epitomizes what a great human being should be. And you just feel it in the company of Nelson Mandela. He is, for a man to have gone through what he went through and come out of it and without anger and animosity, and still have that love for all of humanity speaks volumes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So true.
Very good. Very good. That's how we're gonna smile, me and Max, on it when we shake your hand, Because
no, I cannot be compared. I don't qualify to be that kind of. I know that stature.
It's just a reminder about the show,
No, I won't forget. I promise I won't forget. I won't forget.
Okay.
But you know what? You asked a question earlier on growing up here as a musician.
Yeah.
I grew up as a musician with a very unusual upbringing. I come from a very humble background. But because I started my music from school, we would get booked to perform in one of the other islands, St. Vincent or somewhere. And because I was still going to school when I started to tour, I'd have to leave with my homework on a Friday. So for instance, if we went to St. Vincent to perform for the weekend, and Monday was a holiday in St. Vincent, it's not a holiday in St. Lucia. So I'd leave with my homework, go to St. Vincent, perform all weekend. And these guys would charter in to get me back to school Monday morning early. And the plane would take me back to perform on Monday night and fly me back in Tuesday morning to go to school. So I grew up not even understanding. I started saying I didn't even understand what I was involved in, and that this is pretty unusual for a schoolboy to be getting on a charter and going somewhere to play music and coming back. I get charters to fly me all the way to St. Croix. And when we landed in St. Croix, the airport was full of people, and there would be police there because Boo and the Tru-Tones arrived. And it never struck me that I was a successful musician at that age, because my focus was just on music, and rather than on the things rather than the benefits that come with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's only later on, when I became a real adult, I understood what I had gone through and how fortunate I was. But I'm also happy that I did not quite understand it, because I probably would have internalized it the wrong way, and it probably would have gotten me conceited and full of myself, and made me think of myself differently to my friends who didn't enjoy that kind of thing of having somebody charter up and to take you somewhere, So I'm happy about the way it panned out for me and what it has made me today.
Wow.
All right.
We are so happy to have you this morning. It's a pleasure. It is definitely a blessing to hear you speak, and how the amount of things that you have accomplished, yet still you remain humble. It's a blessing to have you. Franco?
Well, thanks for talking.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for talking.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And keep in touch.
We're going to keep in touch.
Keep in touch.
We sure will.
Our guest this morning, the one and only Mr. Ronald Boo Hinkson. And I love this song here. The one, How Can I? How many musicians you have there with you? How Can I?
How Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my nice tracks.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Beautiful.
How can I get to love?
Beautiful meeting you.
Yeah, all right, it's a pleasure having you this morning. Okay. And we're looking forward to have you again. All right?
Ciao.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
right. Yes, the music of Mr. Ronald Boo Hinkson. Mitchie Boo, a.k.a. Francine. And Max Wanet Boo Boo.
Yes, now boo this morning.
No, him say yeah, my boo. So Max Wanet my boo. So yes. So we are here back. We are Flavius, who is no boo, and Franco no boo either. And then we have Mitchie Boo. And then we have Mitchie Boo and my boo. So so all right, we have 30 seconds each for everybody to wrap this up, and we're gonna go with Flavius first this morning. So Flavius, take it away.
Yeah. That is a true legend.
That's it. You done?
That is a true legend. Not only a Caribbean legend,
okay,
but an international legend.
Yeah, man, that's true.
Sing more.
All right, we're gonna go with Mitchie Boo.
Good morning. It was a pleasure. Oh my God, this was one of the best shows ever because it's always amazing to hear from persons who have walked the walk and talked the talk. And he still remains so humble. It was a pleasure talking to him. Yeah, Mitchie Boo, over and out.
All right, this is my boo talking to you. I loved it. Great show, great guests, beautiful questions. It was wonderful. And like I always have to tell everybody, we're all in this thing called life together, remember? Namaste and one love.
And this
Franco.
is Franco. No choo choo. Yeah, I must say it was wonderful. Yes, a good show. Thumbs up for this one again. And I must give thanks to all our viewers this morning in the YouTube live chat. I'm not going to call him by name this morning, but I want to big up all of you inside here this morning and thank you for being here with us. And also tomorrow we have who's our chef tomorrow, Flavius? Because I don't want to call the wrong chef,
Tapioca.
So we have Tapioca again. We have our chef, my favorite chef. So I hope the rest of chef them not feel no because me have to nice him up until me get there. So anyway, we have Chef Sinclair. Huh? Chef Sinclair will be coming tomorrow.
No, we're just saying that. Yeah, we have Wilward Jordan, who is still recovering, and we will be back soon as his doctor give him the green light.
All right.
And Ivy is doing some repositioning of herself, and she will be ready in July.
All right. So with that, we're gonna ask Queen Labafu to take us out in the language of the Garifuna. She's gonna give us our father, and then Tafina to take away herself.
You lead us song fulla. You belong far away away. Ajuguala leva buseru. Lida mua, lida song fulla. Lida mua, lida song fulla.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was
Well,
gonna
unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
That's why me know what send me if it go flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away me self. Have to take away myself. I have to utilize I will.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.